creates your personal reality. Oh yeah. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, your personality creates your personal reality. Oh yeah. And this is why being in a toxic relationship is so bad for you. Because you start thinking real low about yourself. This is why being in a toxic relationship is bad for you. Because even if you're Johnny Depp, you're gonna start feeling bad about yourself. Your personality creates your personal reality. Oh yeah. You gotta work hard to identify with the life that you wanna provide for yourself and all the ones you love, for yourself and all the ones you love, and everybody else on the earth. If you wanna be a service, you gotta lean into your self-worth. If you wanna be a service, you gotta lean into your self-worth. Your personality creates your personal reality. Oh yeah. And so that is why being in a toxic entanglement is really bad for you. Interestingly too, like even someone like Johnny Depp could start going into financial difficulties and stuff, because we do really manifest the vision we have of ourselves. And if you're around somebody that's devaluing you, you might think it doesn't have, you might think you see through it or that it doesn't affect you, but these things scramble your brain. And, people get pushed. And I was talking in another video about being a super empath and going supernova when you finally go, okay, enough is enough. And you defend yourself. And you have this massive fire inside. And you start not caring what, your typical people pleaser habits go out the window, and you no longer care. And then once that happens, not that that's a comfortable state to live in, but it's like being a cornered dog on an emotional level. And so once that finally happens, where you're just like, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, but you really mean it, it's like the pathway to liberation for people that are in toxic relationships. Thing with being in a narc codependent entanglement is the narc is never angling for mutuality. They're conning you on an emotional level that they're angling for mutuality, but they're angling for control and domination. So it's an unfair fight. You don't know what you're up against. You think you're both going for mutuality, but you're not. The codependent, the empath is going for a mutuality, peace. You can see it in the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. It's kind of his, and not that you don't become insane if you're around that and start, your personality creates your personal reality. You're embedded in a toxic cloud. You're going to erupt toxic fumes yourself. But in amongst all that, with the recordings and that, it's a good example, because you can kind of tell he's angling for mutuality all the way down the line, even in the breakup. Hey, we don't have to go for each other's throat. We don't have to make this public. Let's just be cool. And that's not what a narc wants. A narc wants chaos because they are miserable. It's as simple as that. People talk about wanting to get karma on a narc. A narc is in hell. You can't get karma from somebody who's already completely tormented. That's why they're doing what they're doing. People who aren't tormented don't do that. I mean, they have pathological jealousy of people because they are in such a miserable state. So they're to be pitied. And obviously, if you don't wake up to the game that's being played, it's really destructive and it can kill you and it destroys your life until you get out of it. And the fumes of it, or just the ambience of it, the atmosphere of it, will kick everybody out of your life, will send you into financial ruin, will devastate your health, will make you suicidal, on and on it goes. But you're contending with an emotional infant who is as miserable as can be and is just leaning on manipulation to get through every day. That's it. And that's, talk about a personality creating your personal reality. There is no personality. That's why they mimic. That's why they're creating a false self. So their personality is a false self. They're creating a false reality, but it's off the back of somebody else's energy and spirit who they're destroying. And they also probably have shades of humanity left where they know what they're doing is terrible, and so that's just a state of hell on earth. They identify too much externally. Like, if you're not a false self, you're coming from within. You're creating. You can restore yourself. An empath doesn't need to be in a relationship all the time. I mean, I love being alone. I mean, I get lonely and I think about the good old days of certain things here and there. I mean, but I also love Eye of the Tiger spirit, Eye of the Tiger energy, Eye of the Tiger emotional restoration, and just working on projects and working on dreams. And I don't require any external people to validate me. I mean, in any pathological way. You could say, oh, you're making videos, that's trying to get validation. Not really, because I don't really read comments because I'm still afraid from the past 2 years. I'll eventually start reading them again, but right now I'm just head down. I'm just going to give out stuff, and I appreciate people that comment nice things. And on YouTube, please like and share and subscribe, and I'm trying to build that up. But it's just fun. I'm not that attached. I'm just trying to be. In other words, let's go back to the subject of empaths, narcs. If you're not rooting your life from a false self, you can stomach periods of isolation, stomach periods when you're just like digging deep and getting after it. Whereas a narc really can't do that because they're framing their life on a false self that's all based on the reflection of others and the energy of others. So they're always going to have multiple sources of supply, but there's no revenge to take. There's only awareness to bake. There's no revenge to take. There's only awareness to bake like a cake, and then cut it up on the floor of your birthday. You've been here before, but you're not a sad case anymore. Your personality creates your personal reality. Oh yeah. Like Joe Dispenza says, your personality creates your personal reality. So yeah, I mean, get yourself free, liberate yourself from the bonds of mental slavery. None but you can free your mind. Bob Marley. Don't try to get revenge on somebody that's lost to the degree a narc is lost. But also be aware of the dangers therein, and understand that if you want to create the life of your dreams, you can't be housing a world full of addictions and toxic relationships, because your personality creates your personal reality. And even if you're Johnny Depp, the plane will start going like this until you get out. I wonder if there was something else I wanted to say, but I guess that's enough. This is getting long.